This is author Melanie Kinder. I'm bringing to you today a reading from Academies of the Cosmos, Trident of Fire. I just want to read a few pages to you. Let me see. The epigraph, The Way Back. There will come a time when the world feels too heavy to carry, when the old stories fall silent, and the future refuses to speak clearly. In those moments, it will seem as though nothing small could matter. The only great strength or ancient power could set things right. But that has never been how change begins. It begins instead with someone who stays, someone who listens when fear speaks loudest, someone who keeps going, not because they are certain, but because turning back would mean leaving something precious behind. Hope is not fearless. It doubts, it falters, it grows tired, yet it endures, held together by memory and care, by the silent belief that what has broken is still worth saving. You will not always feel chosen, you will not always feel brave. Still, each step forward leaves a mark, and each small kindness becomes a thread in a pattern larger than any single life. The dark will insist it is endless. Do not believe it. Light does not hurry, it waits for willing hands, and even when all else is uncertain, it remembers the way back. Anonymous. Okay. Distress call. Gentry's thumb hovered over the scrying mirror, its cool surface slick beneath his skin. The faint magical hum of the device vibrated in his palm as he answered, trying to sound casual, as if the world wasn't about to tilt. Hello? Gentry, I'm hurt. A crackle of static, then the unmistakable sound of Ava's muffled sobs. Gentry's stomach twisted, a cold knot forming deep inside. The air in his room felt suddenly heavy, thick, with the scent of old candle wax and the faintest tang of burnt parchment from last night's spell failed. From last night's failed spell, I'm sorry. A little bit of dyslexia going on there. If her parents had hurt her again, he clenched his jaw, but what could he do? He was just a ninth grader, not even out of minor arcana. The taste of hopelessness was bitter, metallic on his tongue. Ava's parents, he could almost smell the sharp chemical reek of lodestone, the crystalline drug that haunted the news, or the sickly sweet residue of willow wax clinging to the furniture. He pictured the towers, high-rise apartments stacked so high the sun barely reached the ground. The air inside always tinged with disinfectant and something sour. How bad is it? Bad? Call the Star Hotline. You know we can't afford that. Can you have your brother or your parents come and get me? I need out of here. I thought you were hurt, he said, running his hand through his curls, the strands catching on his fingertips, scalp prickling with sweat. Let me worry about that. I just need to leave before things get worse. Dayton's home. I'll ask him. He won't ask questions. Hurry, please. Gentry ended the call, the mirror's glow fading. He bolted from his room, bare feet slapping against the cold, polished wood of the hallway. The house was alive with the scent of cinnamon bread baking in the kitchen, mingling with the sharper herbal zest of his mother's tea. Bro, I need you ASAP, he called, voice echoing off the walls. The bedroom door swung open, the bathroom door swung open, releasing a cloud of steam and the crisp, minty scent of toothpaste. Dayton stepped out, towel wrapped around his waist, water droplets glistening on his golden skin. The air shimmered as he used fire magic to dry off, the faint scent of ozone and singed cotton swirling around him. Where's the fire? Dayton mumbled, toothbrush still in his mouth. Ava needs a ride. Now, I promised her. You lighting that chick's wick or what? So much for no questions asked. No, we're just friends, Gentry said too quickly. Too bad. She's got that crazy vibe. Crazy chicks are hot, bro. You're a fire elemental. You've got passion to unleash. Can we focus? Gentry snapped, tugging his hair. Every second counted. Dayton's eyes narrowed, but he nodded, flicking the toothbrush into the sink with a clatter. He pulled on jeans, the denim rough and familiar. Together they hurried downstairs. In the kitchen, Liza glanced up, kneading dough, her hands dusted with flour. The oven's warmth radiated through the room, and the yeasty aroma of rising bread wrapped around Gentry like a blanket. Where are you two headed in such a hurry? She asked, her tone light but her gaze sharp. Picking up Gent's girlfriend, Dayton said, the words hanging in the air like a dare. Gentry punched his shoulder, the impact dull against muscle. How many times do I have to tell you? She's not my girlfriend, he muttered, cheeks burning. Liza's lips curled in a knowing smile. Ava, is it? The sound of her voice was soft, but the worry in her eyes was unmistakable. Yeah, that's okay, right? Of course. We'll have her for dinner. If she'll eat. I worry about that one sometimes. Gentry thought, if you only knew, and said, we'll be back soon, nowhere else. I love you, boys. Stars be with you both. They hurried outside, the late afternoon sun painting the sky in streaks of gold and violet. The air was crisp, tinged with the scent of cut grass and distant wood smoke. Dayton's red Jeep Chariot waited at the curb, its engine purring and the leather seats warm from the sun. As they sped through Empress, the wind whipped through the open windows, carrying the laughter of children and the distant clang of a blacksmith's hammer. The city faded behind them, replaced by the looming silhouette of the towers, high rises that scraped the sky, their glass facades reflecting the dying light. Inside the lobby, the air was cool and sterile, the faint buzz of electromagnetic lifts vibrating through the soles of Gentry's shoes. Ava stood by the door, arms wrapped around herself, strawberry blonde hair falling in tangled waves over one shoulder, the other side shaved close to the scalp. Her eyes were red-rimmed, cheeks streaked with tears. She hugged Gentry fiercely, her body trembling. The scent of her shampoo clung to his shirt as her hot tears soaked through the fabric. Back at Empress, Gentry's room was a sanctuary of soft lamplight and the faint, comforting smell of old books and candle wax. Ava perched on the edge of his bed, the springs creaking beneath her. She lifted her shirt just enough to reveal bruises blooming purple along her ribs. The sight made Gentry's blood roar in his ears, his fists clenching until his nails bit into his palms. He wanted to smash something. The urge was a physical ache, a need to feel the satisfying crack of knuckles against drywall, the sting of pain to match the fury in his chest. Instead, he sat at his desk, the wood cool and smooth beneath his fingers. Ava's voice was barely a whisper, her words trembling in the quiet. I forgot not to put pickles on my dad's burger. He flipped shit. Gentry's jaw tightened. The room felt small, the air thick with the scent of fear and frustration. That's not a reason for that, he said, gesturing to her side, now hidden under a pink tank and gray hoodie. Ava's eyes were glistening in the lamplight. I know. I don't know what to do. There has to be someone you can talk to. She shook her head, the movement small and desperate. I can talk to you. There's nobody else. Promise me you won't tell anyone. How long have you known me? Since cusps, 3rd grade. And have I said a word yet? She shook her head. I wouldn't, unless you said it was okay. It's not my secret to tell. But you must know, it's killing me, Aves. If I had my fire magic under control, I'd make them pay in blood. I'm sorry I feel that way. He almost confessed his inability to cast magic, but bit it back. Ava crossed the room and hugged him tight. Gent, that means so much. I love my parents. I don't want anything bad to happen. I just wish they were better, like before. Before what? Never mind. No point in wishing on stars that don't twinkle anymore. There was one place Gent vented his journal. He'd kept diaries since he could write, hiding them with a concealment crystal. He'd lost plenty of junk to the void learning that trick, but never anything precious. My mom invited you to stay for dinner. Ava hesitated, her stomach growling audibly. She looked away, cheeks flushed. Come on, I can hear your stomach. How long since you've ate? She looked sheepish. 2 days? Which meant longer. Ava had a thing for white lies. Gentry's heart ached. He reached out his hand warm and steady on her shoulder. Come on, let's eat. The scent of chili and fresh bread drifted up the stairs, promising comfort and warmth, a small reprieve from the darkness pressing in at the edges of their world. That's just chapter 1. I will bring you chapter 2 in our next video. I hope you're enjoying my stumbling and stuttering through the story. Thank you for listening.